Robert Lewandowski is still killing it in 2024. Does that make him better than Luis Suarez and Karim Benzema? Well, in this video, I'll give you the most unbiased takes on the ultimate top striker debate, after which you will no longer have to argue with your friends about who is actually the best. But first, to set the mood, let's take a look at the goals widely regarded as the best of their careers.
And here they come again! Oh! Superb goal!
Long from Enrique, taken by Suarez. Oh, what about that? What about that?
Benzema, Marcelo, doble taquito, ¿por qué no? Pasa Karim Benzema, le pega de derecha, el empate lo tiene Karim Benzema, le pega Benzema, gol!
Let's start with the most obvious one, longevity. Lewandowski is the clear winner here, and he's arguably the best number 9 in the world at the moment, along with Sporting's Victor Gyökeres with 22 goals and 2 assists since the start of the season, and also tops the Golden Boot charts with 15 La Liga goals. To put that into perspective, at the same age as Lewandowski, or close to it, Suarez and Benzema are in their third and second years outside of European football respectively. Now, before we get into the really heated side of this debate, goal scoring ability, big game performances, and versatility, let's look at another aspect that is purely objective, and that is silverware. Firstly, Karim Benzema had the talent, and the luck, of course, to be part of one of the best eras in Real Madrid's history. He arrived in 2009, and for 14 years, he won 5 Champions Leagues, 5 Club World Cups, and 4 European Super Cups. For comparison, both Suarez and Lewandowski have won all of this only once. In terms of domestic success, however, Lewandowski leads the way with a total of 25 domestic trophies spread across the Polish, German and Spanish leagues. The most notable of these are the 10 Bundesliga titles and the La Liga crown he won in his debut season in Spain. Yes, he is a heavyweight of domestic success, but how have Benzema and Suarez performed at this level? Well, the Frenchman beats his opponent in the number of leagues won, 8 for Benzema and 5 for Suarez, but the Uruguayan is actually better in this period when the two were up against each other in Spain. The shocking thing here is that Benzema played 14 years in La Liga, winning only 4 titles, while Suarez lifted the trophy 5 times with Barcelona and Atletico Madrid in only 8 seasons in Spain, which is massive. The situation is similar with the Spanish Cups, as Suarez won 5, while Benzema stayed on 4. Perhaps it wouldn't be a bad idea to mention the success of the 3 for their national teams. Considering he plays for a small footballing country, Lewandowski hasn't won anything with Poland, but he's still been extremely valuable, helping them qualify for 6 major tournaments, 4 Euros and 2 World Cups. The striker who has had the most success on the international stage, however, is Suarez. He finished 4th in the 2010 World Cup and won the Copa America with Uruguay in 2011, a tournament in which he scored 4 goals, including 1 in the final, and was also voted best player of the tournament. And finally, Benzema. His greatest pride is the Nations League title he won with France in 2021, which, to be honest, can't be compared to Suarez's impact for Uruguay, right? Nevertheless, Benzema's 5 Champions Leagues tilt the scales in his favour in the silverware debate, but still, those 4 La Liga titles in 14 years really do put a question mark over the credibility of his domestic success. Next, what about their style of play? What does each of them bring to the pitch? And, at the end of the day, which style is the most demanding? Well, it's important to note that Lewandowski, Suarez and Benzema each bring a unique style of play that defines their greatness. Robert Lewandowski is the quintessential poacher, a predator in the box, and undoubtedly one of the best we've seen, ever. Movement off the ball, spatial awareness, clinical finishing, these are the things that have enabled him to score nearly 700 goals in his career. Whether it's a tap-in, a towering header, or a perfectly timed volley, he thrives on anticipation and execution. His impact outside the box, however, is more limited, as he lacks the mobility and creative flair of his counterparts. If you ask me, his game reminds me a lot of another extremely talented striker who had the misfortune to end his career before the age of 30, Marco van Basten. Well, interestingly, Lewandowski had actually scored more goals than Van Basten by the time the Dutchman retired, but still, the former Ajax and AC Milan striker won 3 Ballon d'Ors in his career, which, by the way, is a good example of how you need a bit of luck as well as talent to win the big titles and individual awards. Also, Robert deserved a golden boot or 2 and probably should have been honoured, but more on that later in the video. Luis Suarez, on the other hand, is the complete opposite, football's ultimate all-rounder, apart from Messi of course. His game combines acrobatics, aggression and artistry. The Uruguayan has always been the kind of striker who doesn't just score for the sake of scoring, but can create moments of genius, whether it's a stunning header, a run at a defender, or a pass that rips through the defence. His tenacity in pressing defenders, combined with his skill in one-on-one situations, the nutmegs, all that make him extremely dynamic and mobile in attack. He's also the best of the 3 in terms of creativity. We all remember his links with Messi and Neymar during the prime MSN days. The stats prove it. Suarez has 296 career assists, while Benzema has 221, and Lewandowski is way behind with 188, more than 100 less than Suarez. As for King Karim, the Frenchman is somewhere in between the other 2. He could be a good poacher and could also add dynamism to the attack, but he's neither as good as a goal scorer as Lewandowski, nor as mobile as Suarez. Benzema is that player who could fit the number 10 role well enough, especially in his final years at Real Madrid, when he would often drop deep to receive the ball and then link up with either Vinicius or Rodrigo or whoever it was in attack. This was especially evident during the 2022 Champions League campaign when Madrid were at their best. In essence though, Suarez's completeness, his ability to create and finish equally well, makes him arguably the most versatile and entertaining of the 3. Moreover, his style is the most demanding. One of the hardest things in football is to go one-on-one with defenders, and well, Suarez has done that on many occasions, especially during his peak between 2013 and 2016. And speaking of peaks, who of the 3 had the best prime of his career? This is probably the most difficult aspect to answer, as all 3 were amazing in their primes. And please, Real Madrid fans, don't come up with, well, the only one with a Ballon d'Or here is Benzema. Yes, it's true, but that doesn't close the debate. Karim's 2021-22 season, widely regarded as the best of his career, was exceptional. He won the Champions League and La Liga and scored 44 goals, 10 of which were extremely important. A hat-trick against PSG in the round of 16, 4 against Chelsea in the quarter-finals, and 3 against Man City in the semi-finals. Just unbelievable. But still, he wasn't at his best in the final, where Courtois and Vinicius were the heroes for Madrid. When it comes to Suarez's best years, and many fans are still arguing over which was the best of his career, well, was it 2013-14 when he won the Golden Boot with Liverpool? Or was it 2014-15 when he won the treble with Barcelona? Or maybe 2015-16, his most prolific season, when he won his second Golden Boot during the prime of Messi and Ronaldo, which, even to this day, is still one of the most overlooked facts in football. Anyway, let's take this season. In 2015-16, Suarez scored a staggering 59 goals and provided 22 assists in 53 games. If you don't understand how crazy that is, let me clue you in. Neither Benzema nor Lewandowski have had 81 goal contributions in a single season, with the poll coming in at 64 in his best in 2019-20 and Benzema at 59 in the aforementioned 2021-22 season. And if that still doesn't convince you that Suarez's prime was out of this world, I've got another jaw-dropping fact for you. Cristiano Ronaldo and Messi, the greatest of our generation, and arguably the greatest to ever grace the game, have each scored more goals in just 2 seasons of their respective careers than Suarez did in 2015-16. In terms of consistency, who do you think has the upper hand? Well, Lewandowski, of course. The Polish striker has scored at least 25 goals in 14 of the 15 seasons since his arrival at Dortmund in the 2010-11 season. Suarez and Benzema's tally is far lower, with only 9 and 8 seasons of 25 or more goals respectively. But while the gap between Suarez and Benzema may seem small here, realistically, if you look at their scoring records, and only during their spells at Barcelona and Real Madrid, Suarez's goals per game ratio is 0.76, while Benzema's is just 0.54. And if you think that's an unfair comparison, bear in mind that this is all without assists, because that would skew the figures even more in the Uruguayan's favour. And if you add up all the total number of goals scored in their entire careers to date, things get really tough for Karim. because Suarez has over 150 more goal involvements than Benzema, which really says a lot about their abilities. So, to sum up, all the evidence suggests that Benzema did indeed have only one good season at a very, very high level, which, coupled with the fact that he was the only player so prominent at the time, boosted his stock massively. Realistically, if we imagine that Messi and Ronaldo weren't around in 2016, Suarez would probably have won the Ballon d'Or at least once, if not twice in his career. Or if there'd been no COVID-19, Robert Lewandowski would certainly have won the Golden Boot in 2020. As we said, in football, you have to be lucky as well as talented. With that in mind, we put Suarez in first place, slightly ahead of Lewandowski, simply because of his versatility, the beauty of his style of play, and the fact that he's been more influential as a provider and also more successful for his national team. The one major area in which Lewandowski is far superior to Suarez is in Champions League goals. The Pole recently scored his 101st goal in Europe, while Suarez has just 27. Last but not least, Karim Benzema, who will forever be a legend in the history books. Of course, he was exceptional. He did some amazing things in the 2021-22 season, but still, it looks like he could have done a bit more in his career, and maybe Cristiano Ronaldo had a hand in that. But at the end of the day, it is difficult to maintain a consistent top-level relationship with one of the greatest. Or maybe not. He just needs to ask Suarez how he did it. If you enjoyed that one, please consider subscribing to the channel, or check out our latest upload, in which we talked about the heavy overlook of Jamal Musiala.